Zero gravity.
Hey, welcome back everyone, welcome back to the world of Hellion, and today we have a special treat for you. This is the first developer's Let's Play video, and my name is Milos, I'm the store writer at Zero Gravity Studio, and with me today is our CEO and founder, Branislav and
Hi people.
He'll be playing the game because he's a little better at it than me.
Yeah, I am.
So, what are we expecting, to show people today? What can people expect to see?
Well, today we want to showcase how the players will actually start playing the game and get inside of the world of Hellion. So today we're going to be showing the starting scene from the game, how you actually start the game, the starting module that you actually got, that every player will got at the beginning of the game, and from there on we will move on.
All right, so we can go back in the game, but first, just want to say special thanks to one of our fans, Leo Sarmiento. The wallpaper that you can see was his artwork, and we really appreciate it, and just want to tell you that keep up the good work. We appreciate it. All right, so let's get into the game.
Okay.
As you know, the game runs on Unity engine. That's what we're using, and here we have the intro.
Yeah, let's show the.
Let's watch the intro. Some of you may remember it as the early access teaser, but
yeah, you can tell a little bit about the game.
Yeah,
the
sure.
intro is running.
So anyway, as you all know, Hellion takes place in distant future. It's about 300, maybe 400 years into the future. Mankind finally evolved enough to leave the confines of their solar system. They prepared this massive expedition and they built this monstrously large ship, as you can see here, UNE Daedalus, to take them across the stars. Hellion system is actually 1200 light years away from Earth, and just building the ship took around 70 years, and the travel time took almost twice as much. So in general, what people can expect is that they've been sleeping for over a century, basically, and there was supposed to be this sprawling colony, that everything's set up, waiting for them. But instead, when you wake up, you are forced to fight for your survival because that paradise is gone. Now, why is it gone? Well, that's part of the story, and we're gonna let you figure that one out throughout the course of the game.
So actually, what you are saying to people that it is a survival game.
Yeah.
But it has a deep developed story, and for the people that like to know more about how they end up there, what happened with the expedition.
Yeah, sure. In general, stories are not common in most survival games, but in this case, we opted to put one in, and it's supposed to be a good story, but we'll let you be the judges of that. But either case, we can't really force anyone to follow the story, but if you choose to follow it, it's going to provide interesting bits of lore and information about how you ended up there, things that have happened, while you were sleeping. And also later, through the course of early access, we're going to start implementing some additional features. So at one point, story is going to become important to your survival because it will going to lead you to different locations that you can find out by analyzing some information you get. It can lead you to some special items, special locations. And in general, we believe it's going to enrich the gameplay, so to speak.
So let's start with the game.
All right.
So let's
go
hit
in.
the play button. Let's choose one of the servers. Okay, so we are on loading screen. So you want to comment something about it?
Yeah, sure. We have several options here. The starting module, as you can see over there, that's probably going to be the only option available to new players. It's how you start in the game. The continue is used when your character is alive on a server and safely logged off somewhere, so you can continue. And the other two we're gonna cover a bit later.
Yeah, I got. So let's go with the starting module and with the starting scene. So let's go. So this is actually how you start the game. And
from inside a cryo chamber,
yeah,
right?
exactly. As you can see, I'm in a cryo chamber. I'm gonna open it, and you can see always. You see.
That's right. Those displays are going to be animated.
Yeah. So I'm getting out. It's nice. Okay. So what? And this is basically how every player will start playing the game in the world of Hellion. So it will wake up from his cryopod, and as you can see here. Let me just interact with it. So this cryo chamber is actually authorized for myself, and it's locked. So only I can spawn in this cryo. So if in a case I die, I can respawn here back in the cryo chamber.
It basically recognizes you as the owner of the station,
Exactly.
right?
So what we have also here, we have one more cryo chamber, and you can go in the detail about why there is a
Yeah,
two cryo chambers.
many of you have asked how difficult will it be to find other people, and especially if you'll be able to start playing immediately with your friends. And this is what we can say now is that yes, definitely you will be able to start with at least one more friend. As you've seen Branislav do here, he can actually unlock.
Yeah, so
this
cryo chamber is now unlocked, and what I can do now, I can invite some of my friends that are playing on this particular server, and he can immediately spawn to my location, and then we can start playing together.
Exactly. So you can, yes, you can start with a friend immediately once you get in the game.
Exactly. Later, of course, if you find another module that has more cryopods and you bring it back to your home base and connect it and online it, then those cryopods, if you unlock it for some other people, they can also be a spawning point for your more
so
friends.
we can have actually a lot more people
Exactly.
at a single place.
But yeah, this is only just like one mechanic of how can you get people together immediately to start playing.
So say that you go and find, let's say, a life support module which has 4 cryo chambers, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So that means that starting module plus the life support module, that's already 6 people.
Yeah, 6 of you can play.
As we've said several times, there's no limit to the number of modules you can add. So if you want to build a space station filled with about 50 people, well, you can probably do it.
Yeah, but it's going to be very hard with the resources and everything.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
true. That's true.
It is possible. Theoretically, it's possible. So next thing that is most important monitor that you will come across in the world of Hellion and in the modules, and this is actually Altair Corporation version of that monitor, is environmental control monitor, and it actually shows you the status of your module inside. So the gravity, pressure, air quality, and temperature. And I would like to go through just those 4 things, just like very fast.
I think gravity is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, so we have a gravity. You see, I can jump, I can run. So we have a gravity inside of the module, and this is basically the module. You have one door here when you get up from the chamber to the right. And those are not the airlocks, so you don't go like in regular airlock exactly.
I'm guessing something went wrong.
Yeah, and we have here power supply interface. Let's interact with it.
Yeah, as you can see, the entire module is in the dark at the moment.
As you see, there's no
Only
lights, nothing, everything is in dark. So let's see what's going on. So this starting module will only have solar panels on it, meaning that we have to deploy the solar panels in order to get the power, right? So let's do it. Let's deploy the solar panels. They are powering up.
So it's basically the starting module, more like a lifeboat, basically. Yeah. So that's why it runs on solar power.
Yeah, it doesn't have any reactor at the moment connected. So the only and you see the station just
the lights came back online. Right,
the lights are online. And what we also have here is a small capacitor. You can go and explain what it is. Right.
So as you can see, there are a few things on this monitor that we want to talk about. First part is sun coverage that you can see right down below.
Yeah, at the moment the sun coverage is 100%,
yes.
Meaning that the solar panels are actually fully turned toward the sun. So we are getting the 100% efficiency.
So essentially, this is one thing. It's going to kind of influence where you're going to put your base, because the closer you get to the star, the more efficiency you get. However, if you move away or go into a shadow, say, of a large planet, let's say your orbit is really close to the planet, and that means that you will spend a long time inside the dark of that planet. So that's where the capacitor comes in. The solar panels are running as efficiently as they can based on the available sunlight. However, when they're in the shadow, capacitor takes over, and while they're not producing power, the capacitor drains stored power to power up your station.
Yeah, actually, people asked me, is it possible that because as you can see here, we have 100% coverage of the sun. So also the angle that is angle of the sun ray that is hitting the solar panel is also very important. So people ask me, okay, so can you go outside of the station and just turn the station toward the sun? Yeah, it's possible. So if you don't,
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's cool. Also possible.
That's cool.
So the angle of the sun is also very important. Okay.
Well, so I'm guessing that there was also another question, if I remember correctly. People asked if they can put stations in deep orbit.
Yeah.
Somewhere, in the middle of a solar system or really far back. And yeah, it is possible.
Yeah,
but
then forget about the solar panels then you will need a really life support system, power supply system in order to get power.
You're going to need a full fusion reactor for that.
Yeah, okay, so let's go back just to the monitor. So we have power now. It's okay, it's running, as you can see. So we have gravity here, the pressure and air quality. This is 2 very important information for any module that you are in, and that is of course pressure and air quality. Because if you don't have one of those two, and you don't have a pressurized suit or EVA suit on, you will die. So let's show, and here we have a life support panel. Let's interact with it, and let's turn the stuff on. So what we see here, we on the left side there is an air generator, and basically what the air generator is doing, if you have oxygen and nitrogen in your tanks, and the way you
it's going to mix them to create atmosphere,
exactly
right?
to mix them to get the air, and with the air you are pumping the air. The life support system is pumping
going to raise
air,
the pressure if it's too low, right?
Yes, you have a pressure, and then you are just. Of
This
course,
is the thing in Hellion. We have two basic resources that you really have to worry about. The most important one would be oxygen. The other one would be fuel. But the oxygen is not the only thing you need. You see, you can have enough oxygen, but without enough nitrogen, you won't be able to mix it to create breathable atmosphere, and your pressure is going to be really low. So it's kind of as the players breathe, they're going to generate CO2, right? And they're going to pollute the air inside the module. And as the air quality drops, we need to have a way of fixing it, basically.
Yes, so the way of fixing the air or the air quality is because you are breathing inside of this module, and since now I'm the only one inside of the module, the CO2 is going up, of course, but it's going very slowly. Of course, if there is more people there, then the CO2 level will will rise
And
much
so
faster.
more people,
Yeah,
more people we have.
Exactly, so the air quality will go down. So as you can see here, let's go interact one more time. You see, we have carbon filters, and at the moment we don't have them. So
I'm guessing that 0% isn't really encouraging.
So we need to find. Let's see. I think it could be here. Yeah, we have. Oh, we have 4 carbon filters, and by the way, looking in their status, these 2 are red, so probably not working that good. Let's take this yellow one, and I'll show you now how you do it. So this is the.
This is the air filtration.
Exactly,
unit,
so I put the carbon filter there and put it back on. And now on my life support panel, what I can see, now I'm filtering the air, it's 60%. So now this filter is, of course, it's being
depleted as most of the parts are being depleted while the systems work. And these parts are something that you're going to have to look for throughout the game, find and not exactly stockpile, but it's always good to have a spare just in case something breaks.
So also the parts are also very valuable resources in the world of Hellion, like the elements, like like oxygen,
like basic resources, right?
Exactly. So it's very important to also have the parts and always have like a spare. So let's go out. Huh?
Yep, sure.
Okay, let's go out and show the people how the module looks from outside, and let's go in 0G. Of course, if we want to go out, we need to put on our pressurized
can't
suit.
really leave in a pajama, right?
Yeah, so we are at the moment in pajama, I see. Huh?
This is a basic cryo suit.
Okay, so here, it's like our closet. We have two complete suits. It's Altair pressurized suit. You can tell people a little bit about the pressurized suit while I'm putting it on.
So while Branislav is setting himself up for
just before you
EVA,
go, let me just show you. So your inventory is here. So at the moment, since I'm only wearing a cryo suit, I don't have inventory. The only thing I can carry
you just have your hands, right?
Exactly, in my hands. For example, I can take this canister for the resources, and now it's in my hands. And I don't have. I can only hold it in my hands. I can of course drop it, but when I put my suit on.
Yeah, this is another thing that we want to mention. At the moment, we have several suits in the game, but as more content is added, for example, Altair Corporation, for example, they are the engineers, miners, engineers, technicians. So their suits are tuned up more towards maintenance, and engineering. That means that their suits come equipped with a lot more slots, especially for utility items and mining gear, etc., etc. So, for example, in contrast to them, the Skyline Defense Solutions, the security company, in the world of Hellion, they are more focused towards military gear, so that means their suits will have a lot more slots for primary weapons, secondary weapons, and other generally combat-related equipment. And it's going to become a part, when you play, of picking the right suit for the right job. Since we don't really have any kind of RPG or class system in the game, this is going to be one way that the players can actually customize their character. Some people are simply going to be better at certain things or simply prefer those things over others, and they're going to gear their character towards that exact playstyle, basically.
You can have a mix of players, just playing together.
Yeah.
One can be, I don't know, a pilot, the other can be an engineer, of course. But
whatever suits the people, yeah.
Okay, let's put the helmet on. So we're going to take this one and put it on. Okay, the helmet is on, and now before I put the jetpack, I want to show something. So I'll take the jetpack in my hands, and as you can see here, you can explain.
Yeah, the jetpack actually serves as a container for both fuel, oxygen, and power for the suit. So when it can be exchanged, of course, for another jetpack, but without the power, your heads-up display won't work. Without oxygen, well, you're going to suffocate, and without fuel, well, you'll be dead in space.
Yeah, so I can show that because basically if I took a jetpack back in my hands,
yeah,
you see
the HUD goes off.
Yeah, the HUD goes off. So it doesn't have, I don't have any information about how many fuel I have, how many oxygen I have. So let's put it back. Of course, we're inside of the station, and the environmental control, everything is okay. I can raise up the visor so I don't have to use the oxygen inside of my suit. But since we are going out, let's just put the visor back and let's go.
Probably a good idea.
So now this is one of the two corridors that this starting module, your lifeboat has. This is one. When you get out on the right side.
It's called Hibernation Module Mark II, but
yeah, this is, you name it like that. I like your name. Anyway, so when we go out, all those modules, all these corridors are basically in 0G. As you can see, the 0G panel here is red, so it means that when I go inside, I will be fully in 0G. So let's make that transition.
Yeah, the doors are kind of automatic. And like those stupid doors in a convenience store when you try to go in and they just don't want to open. Happens sometimes. But okay, we're in 0G, right?
Yeah, so moving now in 0G is something that we really love about our game. And I've been playing this game like every day. And the way we balance the 0G moment in the game, I really like it because every time I'm in
the privileges of being the boss.
every time I play the game, I really, I like, because it's always like you're never feel like you are, like too relaxed to go in 0G.
It doesn't really let you relax, does it?
Yeah, but I really like it. So let's turn on the jetpack. And now with the jetpack on, now my maneuvers are quite faster, as you can see.
It stopped being a little bit clunky as it was initially, right?
Yeah. Okay. So one thing before we go out, I want to explain about this corridor. So it is not the airlock. This is just the corridor. So it means that it only has a door. And when I open this door, what will happen? Of course, the door from to the module itself,
inside,
they are closed. And as you can see, there is a alarm here, that the pressure hazard. That means that behind this door is basically a vacuum because we are going into space. And
it doesn't have to be the vacuum, right? You just have to. In this case, it is because it's space outside.
Yeah. But sometimes it can be just a difference in pressure. If the pressure
difference is enough for decompression to actually hurt you or harm you in any way, you're going to have this warning.
Yeah, but the thing that I want to say about this is okay. So I will open the door, and what will happen? I will lose the air inside of this. And the air is a very valuable resource in the world of Hellion.
As I mentioned, because you'll be wasting both oxygen and nitrogen.
But that's the only way we can do it now. So let's do it. So I can only manually override and open the door.
All right.
Okay, and I'm being sucked out. Okay.
Yeah, also, another thing to note is that if you're trying to pull this off, say you have to leave the station, my advice is don't leave any items lying around because space is a pretty big place and you really don't want to chase them around.
Anyway, what happened now, besides moving, of course, left, right, and forward and backward, I have two more axes of moving, and that's rotation. I can rotate on one way or another way, or I can go up and I can go down.
Yeah.
And of course, when it starts spinning like this, and you always, you don't want to get dizzy, you can stabilize yourself. You can see that on a head-up display.
All of these, use fuel, right?
Exactly. So, but every time you are using the jetpack, you are actually using the fuel from the jetpack.
There's also a way, for players to actually economize on the fuel usage.
Let's turn on the lamp here. Oh, there are the solar panels. As you can see, they are pretty much now in dark, meaning that probably the sun they are getting is not that efficient.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna show one thing here. Systems will also have parts like modules, ships that are outside, not just inside, and meaning that you know, if the part is damaged, then
You actually have to go outside to exchange it,
yeah,
right?
you have to repair it. So the solar panel has a servo motor here, which is used to deploy the panels. And if let me see, if I remove this servo motor, as I'm gonna do it now, the solar panels are going to be
They're going to retract, right?
exactly. So,
And okay, so for now we have the capacitor online, so I'm guessing that we still have some power in the base.
yes, but let's not play. Let's turn it back there. So
Let's put it back on.
yeah, let's put it back.
So anyway, as I said, you can actually economize on your fuel usage because since we're using full Newtonian physics, there's no resistance in vacuum. So what you can actually do is just add a little thrust, you know, and let the inertia take you the
Yeah,
rest
that's
of the
very
way.
important because it's not like in other games where you're just, you know, pressing like I want to move forward and then I'm holding the forward button. Actually, you are speeding up.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's a learning curve to
Yeah.
zero-G movements, right?
Yeah. Okay, so this is your lifeboat. Let me just go circle a little bit so you can see it from the outside. And you saw one door that I was just blown. The other doors are from this side. What you can see on your right here, there is a free look. This is your ship, and we're not gonna go there. We can just show it players because we're
Well,
gonna.
it's along the way. I think that's the airlock over there, so...
Yeah, but let's go. And this module here actually, that is very close, in close proximity of the starting module, is actually an airlock. Let me stabilize myself. And so let's go and take the airlock and explain the mechanic of why do you need an airlock.
Yeah, I'm
in the
guessing
world
a
of
lot
Hellion.
of people, you know, especially those that are fans of sci-fi games, already know what we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah, but you know, I know that people will also say, yeah, go inside of the ship. No, the ship, we'll leave the ship for the...
We'll leave the ship for
next
later. There's a lot more things, you know, that we want to show you.
And I think most of the people saw the ship. Yeah, we did a little changes on it. It has a lot of parts outside now. It looks a little bit better actually. And it's the Altair Corp utility vessel.
Well, it glows now.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the airlock.
That's probably our number one priority right now,
Yeah,
so we can
as
actually
you can
avoid
see-
venting atmosphere
As
non-stop.
you can see now, I have no idea where the airlock is. So what I need to do now, I need to open my passive radar on my head-up display and say select the module.
I
And
guess
what-
that's pretty handy.
Yeah, so what that will show me, actually, it will show me if you see the small bar. Yeah, you can go and explain.
Yeah,
While
there's
I'm
this,
trying to fly.
Yeah, we try to kind of keep just enough data for players, you know, that they need in order to orient themselves. And the basic heads-up display on the helmet isn't really designed, you know, for scanning large. So what you have is this little direction indicator and the arrows showing if the module is above or below you.
Or left
So,
and right.
Yeah, it's pretty much enough to basically find something that you're exactly going for, you know, that you're looking for in space if it's in close proximity, but it's not really enough to navigate you over long distances. So for that, you will actually have to use the ship scanner.
Yeah.
But just for this starting scene, you know, I think it's pretty much enough.
So here we are coming. with the
That
module
sun is
itself.
really blinding.
Yeah. I can actually go on the other side, but yeah, let's show it. This is what the player can expect, so let me go up. The grab part. Yeah, this is important.
Yeah. You can also grab when you're near objects, you know, in vacuum. It's going to let you instantly, if you're not moving too fast, you'll be able to grab, and that means you will stabilize yourself near an object.
Okay, so
It's really handy when you're low on fuel, for example.
I'm not low on fuel at the
No,
moment.
you're good right now.
Okay, so as you can see here on this airlock panel, there is a pressure inside of the airlock. So inside of the airlock, there is a pressure. So in order for me to open the door, or actually not lose the precious air inside, I need to depressure the airlock.
All right.
And now, as you can see, now the tank of the airlock is filling up, meaning that the air is being pumped out of the airlock inside of the internal
So it's
tank.
actually, it works exactly as it's supposed to. It's going to actually prevent you from losing valuable atmosphere when you're
So-
entering or leaving.
So this is why it's important to have an airlock connected to your station. That's one of the reasons. The second reason is this is the only way you can dock your ship
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your station.
All
So let's-
airlocks actually serve as docking collars
Okay, so
for
we-
other ships.
Now we can easily open the door, and this is inside of the airlock. So let's fly the airlock to the ship.
Now we're gonna dock it, right?
Yep, let's
Okay.
try it. Let's try it. I will try. It's very hard.
Well, you're supposed to be a professional, right?
Yeah.
You look professional.
Where's the airlock?
We're definitely not professional. You know, you should have brought a suit. I'm guessing you need a radar. I think it's somewhere
Yeah,
behind
I,
you. You know.
I need the radar.
Yeah, this is another thing that a
Yeah,
few people have.
you know, it's breaking a little bit of immersion, but yeah, there is.
Yeah, a few people have also mentioned this watching some of
People
our earlier
use
videos.
the radar, otherwise you just gonna
Yeah.
end up dying.
Because if you try to use your eyes in space, you know, just to find something, it's very difficult because you never know if you are in the correct position, you know, or the sun is blasting in your face, or the module is simply in a shadow. So darkness in space is actually going to be a thing here.
Okay, I'm breaking. So this is the axis for the docking port mechanism.
Oh, yeah, it's the RCS system. This is part of our base building, so you'll have a chance to see, if Branislav can actually do it, is how you actually start building your base. Every module that you can find that is in working condition actually has one of these modules, and you can actually access the RCS controls and do what he's doing right now, and that is to basically maneuver the module into the position. You have to do it manually. There's no way to pull it off automatically.
Basically what this means is you are in your ship, you are scanning the area on some random orbit that you ended up, you press the scan button, you see quite a lot of unknown signatures. You pick one, go there, and then you realize that you actually find some module.
Yeah.
You can pick it up with your ship, bring it back to your home station, and if you have all the necessary components like resources to get it, of course you can always dock it, but it doesn't mean that if it's docked that it's working. In order to work, you will need the resources to online it, parts to make it work.
Another thing that doesn't hurt to mention is that all these modules actually, in order to move them and actually dock them with your station, is going to require some RCS fuel. So you will actually need an occasion to refuel these modules before you can actually move them. And you're pretty low on oxygen. I'd hurry if I were you.
Yeah, I see.
Is it up there? Right? No? Is it?
I guess this is a ship, right?
Yeah, this is the ship.
let's
That should
go
be
there.
station. But as we said, darkness in space is kind of.
Yeah, I'm in the
problematic.
pressurized suit. I'm not usually when you are doing this kind of a stuff. Please, before you start doing, check your oxygen supply, check your level of the fuel, and use the EVA suit. I think it's better.
Yeah,
but you
but-
first have to find it.
We don't have it yet. It would be lovely if things were working as intended.
Yeah. So let's dock the module.
Well, anyway, this is, as you can see, the model. Ban is going to dock with it at this point, if he actually manages to do it without dying, though. And this is, as we mentioned, how you're going to be building your base in Hellion. There is no limit to the number of modules that you can attach to your station. As many as you can find, and as many as your power system and life support can actually handle, you can add. And people have also asked if they, as we said, if these stations can be built in deep orbits, and the answer is yes. You will have the ability to hook up these modules with your ship and drag them, but we'll go into more details about it sometime later. So right now, I think we're on the right track, right?
Yep.
Did you select the correct docking port? Or?
Yes. Well, I selected one of.
All right. So there's a few other things that we can talk about while we wait for Bana to successfully dock with the station. Hope it's a successful docking. So there's a lot of modules that you've been seeing. You know, some of you have been following our blog. And as Bana said, all of these are going to be scattered around. Most of them probably won't be in working condition. Some of them will. But still, you'll have to kind of repair all of them beforehand. You do that by actually exchanging all those parts that we talked about, because every model has a number of its own systems, right?
Yep.
And sometimes, you know, you might actually be low on parts, low on fuel and other resources. So you kind of have to economize, you know, whether you want to bring that exact module and dock it right away, because what happens if your station runs out of power. So on occasion, you'll actually have to kind of prioritize between different systems while you're playing, in order to provide power to the systems that are important to you, while leaving some of the others offline. You'll need to, I think you're gonna need to rotate completely.
Yep.
Now I'm thinking you're actually trying to get yourself killed.
I'm still okay.
Yeah, but is that the correct docking port?
Hit one, yeah.
All right. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, okay. Just asking. At some point, you know, you just have to get the model close enough, and then the auto docking procedure is going to take over. But you got to be careful, because this procedure is not going to activate if you're moving too fast. Also, be careful. Bumping into things in space can also be nasty, because it can force them to kind of start spinning out of control. And we're docked, right?
Yeah, we docked. So let me disconnect.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, I'm gonna die. So let's fight. But you know what? I think I bring... No, I didn't bring.
You didn't bring the medkit.
Yeah, so I'm dying here.
You're not setting a good example. Is it just me, or did you dock it upside down? Yes, you did. You docked it upside down. Come on, man. I thought you were a professional here.
Wow, and I've been just blown with the air from the airlock. So I'm definitely dead.
Okay. Okay, this looks like a bug, right?
No.
No, this was all intentional. It was all intentional, guys. No bugs in our game, right?
Okay, let me try back to the module.
I don't think you can actually get in.
No, I'm dying. Yeah, and I'm dead.
All right, so
Let me respawn.
no, just go resume. You know, you didn't have to.
We are on the first, right?
Yeah, but if I don't know if you did respawn completely, then you should have maybe just gone to try continue.
Continue.
Let's see if it's possible. See if it works. Ah, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
module again.
We're back.
Okay, so we show how you need to... Yeah, I docked the module on upside down.
Yeah,
that's my
you
mistake.
kind of docked it upside down. Yeah.
But anyway, so let's show one more thing with the starting. How do you start playing in the world of Hellion? So I don't have... So now what you will see now, I only have one suit left.
Yeah.
Because I just died. So I'm going to put it back on.
This was a perfect example of what not to do.
Yeah, but this thing will happen.
Yeah, but now we actually have a chance to show something else, right? Because now we'll actually have to undock the module and then redock
Yeah,
it,
we
right?
can do that. And now we will just depressurize the entire station.
Yeah.
So we are now
Wrong
officially in vacuum, as you can see here.
Oh dear. Okay, Maya's close those doors.
No, let's just go outside and show the people. I want to show them. So you will have also in the beginning of the game, you see this junk that is 3 kilometers from the station actually. So we can select that point.
All right.
It will pop up on our radar. It's how much is 3 kilometers?
Yeah.
So let's go there. Let's go there.
And that's another thing that we can say a little bit about. These junk modules, the way they're shown on the map, these are mostly the modules that you will encounter. The majority of them will be debris modules and junk. This is because Hellion system is in a complete state of decay and chaos. So instead of those stations that you were expecting to see, what you're going to find is a number of junk modules, unfinished debris modules, remnants from old stations. But these are not entirely useless. Some of them may still have some usable resources that you can find, or parts that you can use to replace the defective ones aboard your ship, or they can also contain valuable equipment. And, of course, some of them may even have information regarding the Hellion storyline. So, exploration is a big part of this game. And this is one of the primary ways that you can actually obtain new parts, or other resources if you don't have, say, refining capabilities and things like that on your initial station. Of course, the other one being just going and shooting someone for them, right?
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that.
But like other
We're kind of
survivals,
doing
I don't think that people will, immediately start shooting each other. First, I don't know with what they will shoot each other. They have to find the arms and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You
But-
first need to arm yourself.
But I think that you just saw that I died just in a simple thing trying to connect the modules. So
That's true. Hellion-
having the friend, to help you, even if you don't know him, I think it's not gonna be like, okay, let's kill each other. Maybe it will come later. I
Yeah,
don't know.
true. I have to admit that first time I got into the game, it did look intimidating. I found myself floating far away from the station, and I was like, am I gonna have enough time to get back, and
Yeah.
how to activate this?
Yeah, I think there is also one point that we need to mention regarding the mechanic of the game. So as you just saw, I died. So let's say, for example, that I enter my ship that I got that was in the proximity of my starting module, and somehow I died in that ship somehow. I mean, it will happen, of course. So basically, when you respawn back in your station, you don't have a ship.
Well,
So you cannot move.
Well, you
Right.
have a ship if you didn't take it anywhere. But let's say you took the ship away,
And I
What
died
happens
with
then?
the ships, and I died with the
Yeah,
ship.
let's say you die with the ship
So
somewhere
I want
far
to
away.
respawn back in my station. So basically, when I respawn in my station, that's it. I cannot move anywhere, right?
Yeah, that's another reason to actually bring a friend.
Okay, but anyway, if you end up in the situation like that, what we did in a world of Hellion, actually in a solar system that you are playing in, you will have 2 or 3 locations where you can spawn always. Those locations are pre-built stations.
Spoilers, Branislav.
Yeah,
We're gonna
just a
talk
little
about
bit.
it a little
But
bit
they're
later.
gonna ask, so we will have to answer anyway.
Okay.
So, but basically on those locations you can spawn, and those locations will have a random loot that you can collect. Oh, I think I see the module now.
Yeah, it's over
there it
there.
is. It's a little bit to the right. Okay, we are how far? 1.8 kilometers, so we are getting closer. That's good. And on that location, you can choose to continue the game, so not respawn and start all over again. And when you respawn there, besides the loot that you can have, and probably people that will also respawn there, and maybe will kill you because I think there will be an arms there. Every now and then, a ship from the shipyard will come.
Kind of like in some kind of a staging point, you
Yes.
know, where
And you will
You can
be in
get to the
position
ship
to
though.
grab that ship, and then of course, if you survive, to go to the ship and go inside, and go back to your home.
of course, the other option is that you and your friends, for example, may find another ship or
And they
steal
can
it
come.
from someone else, you know, and just have a few back.
I think I should
It's
break
your
them?
base.
Oh, I'm going
Yeah,
too fast.
I don't know. You're not. No, you are going
No, it's
decently
okay.
fast, but you should be okay, I think.
Yeah, you
So
just,
this
you
is
tell
one of the
everybody
options.
that I'm pro, so just
Yeah.
keep telling that. Okay, we are.
So either way, there's also another option in case you end up stranded in space. That's you can always activate the distress call, you know. But
Yeah.
distress call can be tricky because you don't really know who's going to respond. They may be friendly, then again, they might be people who are desperate to find some parts, and
or
they
maybe maybe just a player who wants to play with someone, and so he said, "Okay,
Oh, of
I'm
course.
here. Come and play with me. I'm bored."
All right.
Okay, let's turn
So
the light
this
on.
is one of
Oh,
these.
so-
This is one of these debris modules that we were talking about.
Okay, it's pretty much a mess, as I can see.
Yeah, some of these were remnants, you know, from the war that tore Hellion apart. The other of these can be just unfinished, you know, from the habitats and space stations that were being built but never finished. And as we mentioned, you can always find some equipment in them. Well,
So you are telling me to go inside, right?
yeah,
Well, let's go inside. Let's see what we can find, if we can find
well,
anything.
if we can find anything, because, well, there's kind of a percent chance that we can actually find something.
Please don't ask of me to turn off the lights, because it's just scary. Oh, you want to turn off that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't want to turn off the lights. Okay, I see something here. Some parts here. Oh,
Ooh.
oh, actually. Oh, there is a rifle there. Is
Well,
it a
we
rifle?
got some
Yeah.
parts, we got a rifle,
And,
and we got the EVA suit, I think. Is that EVA suit?
Well, it's only the suit, but it's missing the helmet and the jetpack, so
So
I'm just gonna
we
take
found
this.
a pretty useless suit, right?
yeah.
We haven't showcased this, but we also mentioned that there would be other different suits. And this is the another one. This is Altair Corporation's version of the EVA suit. And
So if you don't want to die like a noob, like I just did, please take the EDA suit and go outside. Because you'll have much more time to be outside.
These are some of the reactor parts.
Yeah, I'm going to take them all. Anyway, when you take the part, it of course, it ends up here in your
In
inventory.
your utility slots. That's part of which we mentioned that the
so I
Altair
can take the rifle in my hands now. Of course, I cannot shoot because
we didn't manage to find any
so
ammo.
let's just put it back in hands. So we have anything else here? Do you see? I could take this suit.
Yeah, why not?
actually. Yeah, but actually it's better if your passive scanner here at the suit has only a range of around 10k, and it's much better, of course, to use the scanner on your ship, and it's much easier. So you can bring your ship here, but we'll leave that for the next stream.
We'll cover that.
Yeah, so you come with your ship and
later.
then you basically loot stuff, investigate stuff.
And I think you're running out of oxygen slowly.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Maybe I should start returning back because I don't think there is anything valuable here anymore, or at least I don't see it. Yeah, let's go back. Let's try to go back.
Well, we both know how that ended last time.
Well, it's not always like that. Okay, let me choose the ship. I'm on 2.9 kilometers and I'm aiming now at the ship. A little bit to the down. Okay, so it's in a...
Yeah, but as I can see, there's definitely a learning curve to the game. First time a few of our testers, try this, they got completely lost, so... But, as we said, Branislav is a professional. Although, for this occasion, we kind of didn't let him use cheats, so...
I could use them, but I don't... Oops, oxygen low. Yeah, I think I'm gonna...
Oh dear, not again.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it, don't worry.
I think it's over there to the left, actually.
Yeah, it's floating, it's a little bit far, but let's try to get it.
Alright. So let's see if you can actually make it back. Okay, so here's the thing. So what happens if you die now? Since you kind of left the first set of pressurized suits outside of the module.
Okay,
remember?
people, so you can die in our game. That's the point, If I can die, everybody can die.
Alright, so let's see if we can actually...
Yeah, but look, it will be much easier if I have like a friend or two to help me.
Yeah, that's true.
I can be in the ship, fly the ship, take it close to the module, you can go out, I can then leave you there.
Yeah, true. You can also, in case, for example, something similar happens to you, you can have your friend come over and bring you a fresh jetpack with enough fuel and basically resupply you. It's probably one of the reasons why we expect the people are actually going to cooperate a little bit more compared to other survival games, because there's a learning curve, as we said, to the game, and I think the module is down there. And
yeah, and I think I'm staying out of the oxygen, but I'm braking because I was like rushing to get to the module, so I have to brake now.
And what's the only problem I see with that module of yours?
Hey, it's a nice look.
You forgot to close the doors inside.
Yes. So, my dear friends, I'm dead.
No, come on, keep going.
I will not, but I will not have time to go inside and repressurize everything so I can remove my jetpack. Yeah. I think I'm pretty much dead, I think. Maybe I can go to the ship, but no, ship next time.
Yeah, you're not going to the ship this time.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm guessing our dear Branislav here showed you a bit of what you're supposed to be doing and some of the things you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, because you will get like this blurring picture that I'm getting right now.
And he also forgot to bring the med pack that can keep you alive for a few more seconds, but definitely not going to help in this situation.
Okay, people, but I think that, we just wanted you to get familiar with how the game will start for you. And please don't play it like I did. Please try to survive a little bit more. And that's it. Huh?
Yeah, all right. So, well, since you're kind of dead already. Okay, so what we're going to do now.
Let me die with some decent.
Okay, fine. You can die with some decency.
Yeah. And I'm dead.
And
again.
So ends the tale of Kurufheinwe, right? How do you spell that? Anyway, guys, this was our Let's Play. So, as you all know, Hellion will be coming out on February 24th. And this is going to be the early access version of the game. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the game, you can visit our store page, put Hellion on your wishlist, wink wink. And of course, if you want to learn a little bit more, you can go to our webpage at www.playhellion.com and you can visit our features page. It's kind of like a roadmap. It's going to detail all the features that are in the game at this point and the features that are going to slowly be added to the game. In addition to that, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and if you really have the time and are interested in the background story of Hellion or how these systems and features are going to work a little bit more in depth, you can visit also our blog page. We have lots of text there. So this is it for this Let's Play episode, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you guys, see you soon, bye.
Bye.